the streets on my back. Carry it like I'm moving the. I told him to 100, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rest in the morning, I had me a pop by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a six by the morning, I got on a meat on the morning, the rats keep me up on the volume, I had a in my shoulder, you got a picture.
You got a picture me, send me calling, ready for war like Korea, headlining shows out in Poland, you should be cleaning my
Now we're cooking. It's a coach. You're immersed in the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, running back Dalvin Cook. He's back and coming off a big game a weekend ago. Coming up, we'll see the visiting Minnesota Vikings taking on the Seattle Seahawks. I'll be back at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from Sunday's action. But for now, it's Monday Night Football. And to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they've handled all comers through the first 3 months, a perfect 12-0.
Yeah, they're 3/4 of the way to a perfect season, and now's where it really starts to get into your mind. We'll see if it affects their play in any way.
Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. To return, here comes Marcus Sherrills. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. On 1st and 10, Cousins. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Pretty darn good, as you see right there on your screen.
I'll echo that. Darn good. 2 touchdowns, right? And the ability to be in sync with each other, right? To understand that he's going to be where the quarterback expects him to be when the ball's thrown.
Cousins now on 2nd down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. And now, partner, he has surpassed Marvin Harrison's record for most catches in a single season. He's got 144.
It's amazing. He almost did it quietly because Marvin Harrison wasn't a guy that we saw much in the media, but boy, did he produce. Now, he steps aside. Marvin Harrison is number 2. We were here today to see the new number 1.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Play fake. Cousins. He's going to look deep down the field. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And that catch puts him past the great Jerry Rice. For the most receiving yards in a single season, he's now up over 1,848.
At one point, we called Jerry Rice Flash. How about the dash we saw here today? The dash towards his record and past it. What a tremendous achievement. And how much fun is it for us to be here to witness it?
It's a pinch-me moment for us. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with,
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. So let's take a look here at the key inactives. And, Charles, I guess you get this late in the year, you expect to see some guys populating on this list.
You're exactly right. No one's happy about it, but it really shouldn't be a surprise. So the guys who are playing in their spots, in their stead, they have to step up now and make big plays for their team.
Now a second down throw for Cousins. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
Here's Cousins. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Kendall Wright, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
They'll try and run it here. And he will dive into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is successful. Opening drive touchdown, and 2-point conversion.
Amazing nowadays for the kickers. I've actually talked with a few of them. They're more concerned about the point after touchdown.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
They go play action here on first down. Going deep for Diggs. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it, because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
And it's a welcome back to health for last year's #1 pick. This is Dalvin Cook. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Play action now. Cousins. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Out to kick is Janikowski. Here comes Sherrills. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
To throw, Cousins. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And they'll take him down at the 31. Cousins now to throw on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Let's go.
Third and short yardage, Cousins. And he's able to find Diggs. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Cousins, his throw incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how... On third down, Cousins. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Now Zare Jones in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down.
Lucky 50, 300. Lucky 50, 350. The heart, there it is.
Cousins to throw for it on 4th. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Mike Zimmer got to be unhappy. And now out comes Minnesota. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
On second down, Cook. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And he gets it down to the 32. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. They run again on 1st down. Cook, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Off the play fake, Cousins. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Right there in coverage, the veteran Cam Chancellor.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 11. Cousins to throw it. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. They go play action. Cousins. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Mike Zimmer's made the decision. His guys will go for 2. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he will get into the end zone. And it's now a 2-score game as the lead moves to 9. So 2 successful 2-point tries now for them.
And you know what it does?
Out to kick is Janikowski. The Vikings now heading onto the field. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Second down, Cousins. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to run.
First down, here's Cousins. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Easy to tell who they're targeting on this drive. He caught the first 2 passes, but then this time unable to hook up.
But I don't think that stops them from continuing to go back to him, do you?
No.
I mean, they've got a plan. They're trying to execute it.
And after that second catch, I saw him in the huddle. He said, hey, let's go back one more time. Didn't work there. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Cousins again. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Wide open receiver complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one goes for 24 yards. Cousins now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. On play action, Cousins. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down.
A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already has thrown 1 interception. Almost threw a second one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
A 2nd down throw for Cousins. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Cousins again. He goes full extension, and he's got it. He's got the first down. He's got a big game going right now. Already over 100 yards receiving in this first half alone.
It must be something about the night air, because he is putting on an absolute show under the light.
Yeah, we've established anything in his vicinity, he's grabbing it. From the red zone now, Cousins. And right with it here over the middle. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. To the air again, it's Cousins. That's complete right around the 8. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to, pick up a 1st down.
They'll run with Cook, and he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Mike Zimmer's made the decision. His guys will go for 2. They're going to try and run. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. The 3rd time wasn't a charm. They got the first 2 two-point tries. Still have the lead, but couldn't get the 3rd.
Okay, so they didn't get this one, but I have to ask you, what matchup are they seeing that they feel that confident to go for 2 so often?
Yeah, and we talk about this a lot, but it has to be something, you're right, that they saw all week. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
And they work this out past the 25. That one goes for 24 yards. So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
All right, now here we go.
On play action, they'll throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Frank Clark, he's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at New Era Field just outside of Buffalo, where it was the Bills who pick up the victory at home. Josh Allen, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Denver Broncos. Case Keenum, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world. See what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And it was the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars that go home with the victory. Blake Bortles leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. In our game, there's a reason why he was so sought after in the offseason. It's Kirk Cousins with a strong first half. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you...
A first down throw for Cousins. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Cousins on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Cousins. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Again, it's Cousins. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And he's taken down inside the 30. The Vikings first down. Diggs able to find his way free and get the catch from Cousins.
All right, now here we go.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A gain of 6 there on first.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good...
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. Out to kick is Janikowski. Here comes Shields. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Vikings on third down. They've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And that is incomplete. Here's Ryan Quigley now. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Cousins in the offense is going to stay out there. They're going to try on 4th down. They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. And it is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Boy, sitting on a 2-score lead at this stage in the game. That punter, he must be pretty lonely over there on the sideline thinking, why in the world was my number not called there?
As far as he's concerned, the check will still cash, right? It is your choice not to use me in this situation.
Out to kick is Janikowski. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they got an answer for it.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. From the gun, here's Cousins. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Cousins now. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. To throw is Cousins. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Here we go. Here we go. Lucky 50.
Now a play fake here on first down. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Partner, if you and I were playing quarterback in this one, we would be really confident right now throwing it to him, wouldn't we?
Yeah, he's been spectacular. He's just saying, hey, I was all state. I'll make it rain out here. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Cousins now on second down. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Now they'll run. Murray. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Latavius Murray, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Second effort there. He was determined to find pay dirt, and he did.
I think that's a great example of what coaches talk about, a back that runs behind his pads, and he uses pads to get him into the end zone.
Now Cousins going to bring his guys up for the 2-point try. They'll try and run it here. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. Cousins now after the fumble recovery. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Now a second down throw for Cousins. That is incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake the block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. Throwing, Cousins lets it fly for Treadwell. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. 4th down, Cousins. It's caught by Treadwell. That one good for 17 yards on fourth. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. First down. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. They go play action. Cousins. Going for right side here. Complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, a 22. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead. Confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish. Because strategy would tell you, run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done. Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And put a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for him.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. They give them 2 yards there as they're set up now with a first and goal. Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from them right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up front. And it's not just the offensive line. It's everyone. You're seeing the guys on the perimeter blocking downfield and making sure that they're secure. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The air's out of the balloon, and right now they're almost lifeless.
Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
They'll run for it with Cook. No gain on the play, and what to do now on fourth and goal.
There are certain drives in a game where anything less than a touchdown that caps it feels like an absolute disappointment. This is one of those drives.
They converted once earlier on this opening drive, but now comes a big test. Fourth and goal. Cousins. And no, it's incomplete. They're turned away on fourth and goal. Now Cousins going to bring his guys up for the two-point try. And out now come the Vikings. And last time, they had it fourth and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
And a simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head.
So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And the Vikings hands team able to recover, and that should just about do it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And now out comes Minnesota. Defensively, there's still 3 timeouts. Do you even need to use them at this point?
I think a lot of coaches do it anyway, and it seems like cosmetics to us.
Does it just send a message you're not quitting?
Send a message that you're not quitting. Let your team know you're going to battle all the way. And you're always hoping for that ultimate miracle that something will happen. You'll pick up the ball and score, and you'll have a chance one more time and maybe on an onside kick, but not likely.
A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Cousins here to throw. Over the middle, he's got Treadwell. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense, as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now Cousins. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. To throw, Cousins. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll run for it. Cook. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Vikings, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, it's unfortunately more of the same as they'll fall to 3-10 on the